Tuesday, February 27th, 2024, interview of Linda Ivey by Lily Zhang at Lincoln Park Academy in Fort Pierce, Florida. This interview is being conducted in LPA's Centennial year to gather personal memories of Ms. Ivey's experiences as a class of 1970 graduate of Lincoln Park Academy. Ms. Ivey, thank you so much for agreeing to help with this oral histories project. If at any time you'd like to pause during the interview, I can pause the recording. So the first question is, what is your full name?
Linda Chavez Ivey.
Okay. And do I have permission to record, archive, and transcribe?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Where and when were you born?
I was born November the 1st, 1950, here in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Mm-hmm. So, what is your first memory in life?
I'm sorry?
What is your first memory in life?
My first memory in life. I remember when I was 3 years old, I climbed up a mango tree and I broke my arm. And I was spoiled.
Oh, wow. How long did you live in Fort Pierce in the surrounding area?
Okay, I'm 73 years old in all my life.
Oh, did you move out for college or anything?
Well, I did when I graduated. I went to New York to Rochester Institute of Technology for like 2 years and a half, and then I came back and I went to Indian River for like 2 years for my AA, but I never finished. I just didn't bother.
So tell me about your parents, where they were from, and what did they do for a living?
Well, my grandparents raised like 4 of us, and their names were Arthur Shavers, and he worked for the Adams Ranch, which I have a picture of him being the first black cowboy in Fort Pierce, worked on Adams Ranch. And then he worked at General Development Company in St Lucie building houses. And my grandmother, who was Hattie Shavers, she was a seamstress and engineer, domestic engineer.
Oh, okay. So does your family have a long history here in Fort Pierce?
Yes.
Did you have any siblings?
Do I have siblings?
Yes.
My brother, I have my brother who was David Shavers. He was a drum major here at Lincoln Park Academy for 4 years. He graduated in 1965. Okay, my sister Catherine Shavers Sutton, she graduated in 67 and then she got married. My sister Shirley Shavers Griffin, she was a writer for the Fort Pierce Chronicle that we had, like a newspaper in those years. She graduated in 69, and she went on to pursue her medical field.
Okay. So what do you remember about Fort Pierce growing up?
What do I remember?
Yeah. What was it like?
Well, the neighborhood was very good. The people cared for the children. The neighbors whipped us when we got out of order. And then when my parents come home, my parents will whoop us. So it was a very good growing up because everybody cared for everybody. It's not like it is today.
Yeah.
It's very different. We loved our neighbors because they chastised us in a way that they loved us as though we were their children.
Yeah.
And we used to play outside until when the lights come on. It was just growing up real good.
Okay. So what was attending Lincoln Park Academy like here for you?
I'm sorry?
What was attending LPA like for you personally?
What was attending LPA?
Yeah. How was it?
Well, I loved it, my school. I loved it, Lincoln Park. You want something like the memories?
Yeah, anything that left an impression on you.
Oh, the band, which my brother was the drum major. The bonfires that we had for football. Anytime it was a homecoming, we always did a bonfire. And the theme was we're going to get them, just make up a little,
A chant?
I can't think, like a rah-rah. It was like a
Yeah.
rah-rah, during that time. And it was at night, and they built bonfires for the spirit of the school. And then we had pep rallies in the gym, all that kind of good stuff. It was just wonderful.
Um,
And the teachers were good.
do you
We
have
got
any,
hooked in our hands too. Yeah.
and do you remember any particular teachers?
Yes. Yes. I wrote some down. Miss Stubbs, who was my math student, my math teacher. It was mathematics in those days. And she used to call the boys waterhead dude when they mess up or when they don't come to class. And it was just fun. And Mrs. Leith was my social study teacher. And Miss B. Williams was health and physical ed. They were very, very compassionate and loving the students. It's just, growing up in Lincoln Park, I loved it.
Did Lincoln Park's influence kind of take you into adulthood and everything?
Did Lincoln Park?
Influence? How did that influence you into adulthood and just afterwards?
Well, like I said, I was inspired by some of my teachers. Their teaching made learning very exciting and interested, and I was inspired by my homemaking teacher. Back in the day, it was homemaking. She taught me how to sew along with my grandmother, and I became a seamstress. And I went to business school because I loved it to have one of my teachers enjoyed them business with the business class I was in. So that's why I went to secretariat school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, were you involved in any clubs here or extracurricular activities?
Yeah, I was in the photo club. I was in the Athletic and Business Leaders of America club.
Do you have any memories of being in those clubs?
Oh yeah, we used to go around taking photographs of the school, of the students, and even doing games and stuff. We did all of that, take pictures of, and the athletic club. I played sports, baseball, and Business Leaders of America. That was the business part of the school. Basically, that's it.
What were your favorite subjects?
My favorite subject? Math.
Math?
Mathematics.
Was it because of your teacher?
Mrs. Stubbs.
So, do you have a favorite LPA memory?
The band. The football games at J.C. Park. We had to walk to J.C. Park and back home. The pep rallies, the bonfires. The football players practiced on the practice field for the football. And the theme used to be we're hot, and we can't be stopped. So that was the theme. Those was great memories, especially during the bonfires. We'd go out and we killing the opponent, pushing them in the fire, things like that. Those are great memories.
So how would your classmates remember you?
How we what?
Your classmates?
Fun and crazy. People's person. Loving, caring. really, I always was not emotional, but when people be down, I lapping them up, like that.
Are you in contact with any of them?
Oh yeah, Arlene Scott, who was in the band, Curtis Jordan, Cliff Morris, Edna McDougal, Warden, and just a few. We have our reunions. We had our fifth reunion. We couldn't do it in 2020 because of COVID, so we had to delay it for some. So we always talk and keep in contact.
So what did you do after LPA? What did you do for a living?
Okay, well, here's my accomplishments from when I graduated.
Oh,
Let me see, where is it? After graduating in 1970, like I said earlier, I went to New York, Rochester Institute of Technology for 2 years, Secretary of Skills. I worked at Kelly's Legal Services for 2 years. Then I started in 1988 in the St Lucie County School District. I started 1988 at Northport Middle School as a compensatory aide. And then from 1988 to 90, I started working here at Lincoln Park Academy as a general aide. And 1993, I moved up to high school guidance clerk. And then 1998, I moved down to the middle school office as a middle school dean secretary until I retired in June 2016.
Okay.
And September 2003, September 2023, I started subbing.
Here.
And my preference is only at Lincoln Park.
So you've been heavily involved in Lincoln Park. Do you have any particular memories involved with these accomplishments?
Do I have any memories?
Yeah.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
of them that mean really special to you?
All of them.
Oh. All right. So what significant historical events do you remember hearing about or experiencing growing up here?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What significant historical events do you remember hearing about or experiencing?
Hearing about or experiencing? Let's see. It was an all-black school.
Yes.
And I remember in 1969, the teachers went on a strike. And they moved the 12th graders to Dan McCarty for the first semester. And then they forced the teachers to integrate. So they brought them back to Lincoln Park. That's why we were the last graduating student in 1970. The 12th graders came back and graduated from Lincoln Park. So we were the last one before the integration. And so this school went into all 8th grade, mixed and segregated.
Do you have any memories about like integrating at that time or no?
Oh yeah, I have a whole lot.
Would you like to elaborate on them?
They didn't want us there.
Okay.
But we had to be there, and a lot of fights and nastiness and just like memories I really don't want to remember. It was real, and every man is created equal. But I understand that was life. And we tolerated it because we wanted to graduate. We wanted to, go to school. Students needed their education, so we fought through it.
Yeah. Did your family put a heavy emphasis on education growing up?
Did my family?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They said we must graduate. We must go through what we're going through it in order to do what's good by us. So they was a great pull, with us. They used to tell us, see and don't see, try to stay out of trouble, just do what you could,
Yeah.
It was a great influence on me.
Is that why you maintain being in education?
Exactly.
So, did you or anyone you know serve in the military?
Well, I did not serve in the military, but my son, Terry Adams, did. He served 22 years. He graduated. He went to school here. In his last year, he went to Westwood to play baseball. He graduated from Westwood in 1988. Right after school, and he went into the Marines. And he was there for 22 years, and he came out as a gunner sergeant. So he's retired.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
And my knee boy, he's the oldest. My knee boy, the second oldest, when he graduated in 95 from here at Lincoln Park, he went into the Army. But while he was in school here, he was in the International Baccalaureate program. He graduated with a 4.3 weighted. He went to, and he was the only student that had, students can get like $100,000 scholarships, 2 or 3 that would amount to $100,000.
Yeah.
He was the only one here at Lincoln Park got the $100,000 scholarship. The only one. Didn't have anything else but that one scholarship. And he went to Fairleigh Dickinson Dental School. He didn't too much like it. So he went to the University of Florida, UF. He didn't too much like that. So his mind really wasn't made up what he wanted to do. So he joined the Army.
Did that have a positive influence on it?
Yes, he wanted to do like his brother, serve in one of the militaries. And so he joined the Army, and he did 4 years in the Army. Then he got out, and then he got married. And he's an engineer now of his company. He's the manager that's over engineering in Apaka, Florida. Yeah.
So, what did you think of some of your sons joining the military? How did that affect? Yeah, how did that affect you?
Well, I was like this. They finished school. They did what mom and dad required of them. So they made up their own mind. We did not make it up for them. We said that whatever they want to do, we would stand by them. So we was thrilled and just prayed that nothing happened to them, to serve their country.
So, so tell me about your husband.
My husband? Well, let's see. I met him here at Lincoln Park in 1967.
Okay.
I was in 9th grade. He was in 10th grade. And I finished school from here, but he did not. But he went here. He moved away to New York to help his brother. And but he was a fun type person too. He came back and started working for the county. That's when he retired in 2007.
Yeah.
But we got married in 1985, and he passed in 2015.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
But they loved him. He was awarded the Humanitarian Award. He has gotten several awards from the county. So he was just a good person. He was just he really was a people's person. He'll meet someone on the street. If he say hi, he'll go to talking to him like he'd been knowing him for years. I said, well, baby, who was that? I don't know. Just started talking. He was just like that, very friendly. I misses him.
So, so I know that some of your children attended LPA. Do you know about their experience being here?
Do I know about my kids' experience?
Yeah. How would they describe their experience being here?
At Lincoln Park?
Yeah.
Well, they loved it because especially the knee board, but by him being in all those programs and future, what was it? Bright Futures of America, Bright Futures of America. He was an international baccalaureate. He was in orchestra. Uh, he really loved his school. My oldest boy loved his school too, but he wanted to play baseball, so he went to Westwood.
Okay.
Just Lincoln Park was just a great school. And I'm serious, I don't even remember a fight
Here?
here at Lincoln Park when we were coming up. Kids was just loving on each other. The only discipline we got when some students don't want to act right and they go to the dean's office and they have to straddle the seat. And the dean used to pat them. Yeah, we got whippings in the school. That's all I remember. They loved it.
Your classmates and your classmates as well.
Yes.
So, what do you consider to be the greatest invention or other improvements during your lifetime?
Let's see what I wrote. The greatest inventions. And it's strange. I remember when the Reese's came out. Reese's, the candy bar.
Yeah.
And and we used to have two for. How we had that? We used to 2 cookies for a penny. Back in the day, you can get 2 cookies for 1 penny.
Here? Or anywhere?
Yeah, that's what it was. 2 for a penny cookies. It was just, the economy was just good, but the inventions is what can I say? Let me see. And I know I have it. I don't see it. But anyway, that's kind of paused it a little bit. Pause and let me find it, yeah, please. Hold public offices and different things like that, etc. That was created. So.
Okay. How did that have an influence on you?
How did what?
How did that impact you personally?
How did this impact me?
Yeah.
Oh, this gave us opportunities to do more.
Right.
You know, better jobs. I remember when Samuel Gaines was able to be on the school board district. I remember when Mrs. Townsend was on. So that just created a lot of things that we blacks can do better to improve our life versus how it was when that law was passed. Because we were handicapped.
Yeah.
We couldn't do but so much, you know. And we were mad and upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when that was passed, we were, you know, because we all created equal in God's eyesight.
Yes.
You know? So that was the opportunity to give us to realize, hey, I can go to college, I can go to school, I can mingle, I can do this, I can get a better job. You know, I can do things that I couldn't do. So that was the influence. Yay. You know.
Yeah. So, who had the greatest influence on you as a child or as an adult?
My mother, which is my grandmother, but we call her mom. My mother.
How did she influence you?
Through, through doing the things that she was doing, striving through all of the situations. She had strength, showing us the strength that we can make it, and through and the family thriving through difficult situations. We gained strength from her. We saw the thing that she was doing to get by, with the economy, and how to save. And she used to sit and say, I don't want to do it, but I have to do it for my kids. So that gave us a mindset, hey, we can make it when we get to be an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it used to be hard situations, but she conquered it. And she always set us down and let us know how hard it was and how we can make it and how we can go through it to the other side. So she was a big influence, and it was it was rough back in those days.
Yeah.
I mean, rough, but she conquered it, and because she conquered it, we made it. Yes.
Would you say that kind of carried on to you in adulthood and carrying that on to your children as well?
Did it what?
Did your mother's strength carrying on to you as an adult in conquering problems and to your children as well?
Yes, it did. It helped my kids. I taught my kids. I gave them the scenarios, what my mom taught us, and how it was back in the day, and how we had to work. Going to school, we used to work in the fields, tomato fields, pick oranges, cucumbers. Us children to help our parents, because the economy, the money, the food was, it was terrible. So the parents couldn't make ends meet all the time. So the children went to work in the fields to help the parents, and we wanted to do that. See, nowadays kids work for themselves to buy what they want for themselves. But we had to work in order to buy for school supplies. And we had to give our parents so much of half of the money that we made per day for them to supply for us. So I brought my kids up saying, hey, you're going to have to work. And my husband and I always told them the difficult times that we had. Now kids don't want to work. Kids, is better jobs out there for children. Is more things that they can do. For school, we didn't have all of that, and I taught them, hey, mama went through it, this and that, and they sit and they listen. And so by me learning from my mom, handed down to my kids, and then the next generation, he told their children how it was hard for grandma, great grandma, things like that.
Yeah.
So it was a big come down on my children. They loved it. We didn't ever keep anything from them.
Okay.
We told them flat-footed, hey, this is it. This how it was. That's how it was going to be.
Yeah. So what would you say are the greatest challenges you faced in your life?
The challenges?
Yeah. Hardships.
What number is that?
Number 31.
Oh, my mom was everything to me. She helped us cope with a lot of things, and I didn't have her anymore when I lost her. I had to go on what she fed me, you know, not just food, fed me in life, how to live and what to do. It was a great loss, losing my mom, because I didn't have her anymore, but I uphold what I was taught.
Yeah.
It was very hard.
Keeping her legacy.
Yeah. And a lot of times I used to cry because I needed her,
Yeah.
you know. I didn't have her anymore to hug me and comfort me, and so it was a struggle, but I made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it through.
And you taught your children. And you taught your children, your mother.
And exactly.
So, what do you consider to be the greatest challenges that we're facing now in our community, our state, nation?
The violence, the guns, the gangs. The workplaces is better. It was a time. The pay scale is good. Let's see, and is the economy was more economical. Is more economical. Everything was cheaper and affordable then. The bread was 10 cents.
2 cookies for a penny.
A loaf of bread was 10 cents. But now, it's totally, everything is just different.
Yeah.
Everything is just so expensive now. And it's getting worse.
Would you say it's gotten better or worse compared to the challenges that were previously?
I'd rather be back there than here. Be back in the day than here. It's more challenging now than it was before. Life is not better than it was when I was coming up. I'm just sorry.
Oh.
It's not. You have more things you can do than back it was when I was coming up, but it was more sweeter back then. Ooh, people loved on each other, you know. People now get mad with you just to look at you. If I like I'm looking at you, what you looking at? You know it. And I know the world changes. I'm not saying that, but I'd rather live back there with the economy than now. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Too much killing and everything. And it's a saying say, it take a village to raise a child. Yes. Back then it took the village, which people didn't mind doing it. So I miss those days versus today.
That we've lost this kind of sense of community.
Yes, there you go. There you go. We didn't have break-ins. We didn't have stealing. We didn't have none of that. People didn't even lock their doors at night. We walked to the school, we had a corner store. We walked to the corner store in our nightgowns just to get the cookies 2 for a penny. You know. So you can't do that now. You got perverts looking and watching. You can't do that now. And we had to be in the house when the street lights come on. You know, I'd rather live back there than now. It was more safer.
So, is there a person that really changed the course of your life by something that they did or anything?
My mother, I wouldn't take that from her. Some of the teachers,
Teachers?
I had nice teachers. Some of the teachers I wanted to pattern myself after, but I didn't want to be a teacher. They always took their time to give us life, to give us different things what we can do in life. You know, the teachers. Yeah, teachers and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, would you say the teachers went beyond teaching?
Beyond teaching.
Yeah.
Very good word. Yes, that's very good. Beyond the teaching, because they cared for us about our education. They cared for us about our future. They took a time out of their teaching and said, okay, Linda, what you want to be? And then I'll say what I want to be when I grow up. Then they take their time to explain it. Well, you're better in this. You should do that. You know.
Yeah.
And then my mom just was all American. Yeah.
So, what has provided you with the most satisfaction in life?
And what now?
What has provided you the most satisfaction in life?
What has provided me?
Anything that you've done or any person?
Well, I thank God for my accomplishments that I've had done through life.
Yeah.
Could I read my accomplishments?
Yes.
Here at Lincoln Park, my accomplishments was excellent employee and student campaign for the United Way of St Lucie County. It was in April 1998, 1999. Educational Lamp Award of Excellence, October 2000. I was the Employee of the Year. Lincoln Park Academy Outstanding Alumni Award for Outstanding Community Service, June 2001. Gold and Silver Alumni Committee member, Assistant Advisor for Lincoln Park Academy. I did that for 14 years. Certificate of Achievement for 15 years of dedication service for Lincoln Park Academy, May 2003. That came from the county office. And this also, Certificate of Achievement for 20 years of dedication service for Lincoln Park Academy, August 2008. Certificate of Completion, Identifying and Reporting Child Abuse and Neglect, January 2014. State of Florida, Notary Public, Lincoln Park Academy, May 2009 to 2013, May 2013 to 2017. Outstanding Alumni Award, Lincoln Park Academy, class of 1970. Celebrating Excellence, Lincoln Park Academy School-Related Employee of the Year, February 2016. I was Employee of the Year for Lincoln Park 2 years. And Award of Excellence, Lincoln Park Academy, 26 years, June 2016, and I retired.
Okay.
So Lincoln Park gave me an Excellence Award for serving 26 years here at Lincoln Park. And I did 2 years at Northport Middle School. So it was a total of 28 years I served for the district.
Do you have any fond memories from that time?
Do I have memories from those?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that stand out?
Employee of the Year, because I worked hard for it. And being on the alumni, being the advisor of Miss Stone, Candace Stone. I was her assistant advisor for the alumni committee. Each year we did the graduating classes. We started in 1950 class and went on down to 1970, which I was the last class. We had reunions for the the class to get together
Yeah, yeah.
and come here. We served them. We had a program for them, and I forgot to bring a program. Oh, this is it. This is the committee. I just bought some. This is the committee. We were gathered there trying to accumulate. That was in the class that we usually do. Each year, like class of 50, we did a program, alumni program for the class of 50. Class of 51, each year we did that until 1970. That's when we stopped because we were the last. I was the last. That stands out too. I love doing that also, being Miss Stone's assistant. Yeah, advisor.
Is that okay?
Okay. This is my brother's drum major. Thank you.
So you mentioned that your grandfather was the first black cowboy here in Fort Pierce. Do you know anything more about that?
Well, get the picture.
This one?
This is my granddad.
Okay.
Off the shavers. Right here. And this is his brother.
Okay.
They worked for Adams Ranch. And when they came down from Georgia, my grandmother and him was from Bainbridge, Georgia. When they came here, they searched for work.
Yes.
So he found a job as the first. These were the first cowboys. This is Mr. Adams, the Adams Ranch.
Yeah.
And this is Mr. Adams' wife, and they worked for him. He used to ride his horse to town. Oh yeah, and we were afraid of him, but we touched him and we touched the horse and ran away because we were scared.
Yeah.
That was memories. We used to go out to the ranch. They tell us it's okay for the family to come out, see the horses, the cows, and stuff like that. It was a great memory. And then I finally got on a horse with my granddad holding me on the horse. I never did go by myself because I was too afraid. Those was great memories.
Do you know why your grandparents left Georgia to come here?
Well, not really. They never did. I guess they just moved from Georgia to Fort Pierce. I really don't really know. I guess better living or something, because it was like on a farm when they lived, and the work was not as great because they picked cotton.
Yes.
And so they moved. I guess they moved here to Florida to better themselves.
So, you've been heavily involved in Lincoln Park Academy. How have you seen Lincoln Park evolve as a school?
How have I seen it as a school?
Like evolve, change throughout the years as a school, from being a student to being an employee here?
You really want me to answer that?
Yes.
I don't like it.
You don't? No, I want to know. I want to know everything.
When I went to school out here, it was better standing. What I mean about that, teachers just were lovable, concerned, took part in our activities, doing. But nowadays, even by me working here, oh boy, it's terrible. I'm sorry. I find some teachers now, not all the teachers, don't really care.
Right.
They don't. I'm sorry to say that. Students are wild. They smoke in the restroom. They drink in the restrooms. They fight all the time. We didn't have that. We didn't. It was better deans when I was here. Not saying Mr. Harris not doing his job or the deans not doing their job. Deans used to come in the classroom and just sit and talk to students. Not because of behavior, just to see how they're doing.
Yeah.
They were really concerned about the students and their education. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I see really a change that I don't like because Lincoln Park was the first black school, and by being the first black school, we made it into what it was.
Yes.
But now it's a totally difference, and I don't like it. I'm just sorry.
Would you say that the legacy of Lincoln Park is slowly eroding?
I'm saying it again.
Would you say that the legacy that you guys made at Lincoln Park Academy is slowly going away, eroding?
It's already gone. It's already gone. And I have to be honest. It's gone for what we made it and for what our ancestors made it from the time before I was born. It's gone. And each generation is going to be worse and worse. Lincoln Park is... Are you all still A school?
Yes, as of right now.
Very hanging.
Yes.
Oh, it's sad. I'm getting teary-eyed.
No.
It's really sad. It's really sad to where the way it's going. I hate it, but I can't do anything about it. Students stand flat-footed and curse you out. Even me being a sub. What? Sweetheart, you don't know me. I graduated from here in 1970. And what that mean? They are so disrespectful. We didn't have that. If we did that in school with some of the students, with some of the teachers, we got a whooping in school from the dean's office and got a whooping at home. Our parents were not our friends like parents are today. They're their child's friend. They do, not saying it in a bad way. You got some parents that I've seen, what I mean by being a child's friend, smoke with the child, drink with the child, stuff like that. Some parents doing that to be a friend of their child. No, you're the parent. You have to stand apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they believe their child versus the teacher. Now, I know all teachers, it's not all truth. I know that. But don't believe your child. Hear my side first.
Right.
So the student will go home and say this and that about the teacher. The parent will call, start getting on the teacher and not hearing the teacher's side. Back in the days, we didn't have all of that. Whatever the teacher said, we got a whooping because the parents knew the teachers were concerned. It's a difference.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I hate it because this was a loving school. You know, that's why I said I only want to work here at Lincoln Park. And I'm trying to let the students know this is not the school where I graduated from. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. I said, this is... Well, anyway, give me another question. I'm sorry.
No, I really enjoyed that. Is there anything we didn't talk about that you would like to add?
No, I think I've said enough. I just thank God for where He's brought me. My education, my upbringing, my school, my teachers, my sons, my grandparents, my uncles, even my uncles that went here to Lincoln Park. My uncle Bobby was the valedictorian here at the school at Lincoln Park.
Do you know what year he graduated?
53.
Okay.
From here. He was very smart. He went into the army too. He wanted to go into the army. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Well, I think that is the end of our interview.
I hope. And I have my. Did you all get some of the history? Did you?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I'll just leave it here for now.
Okay. We have what Dr. Gaines wrote,
Okay.
but if you have more, we'll take it.
I don't know what you wrote.
Let's see, he published, I think I even have it in here.
Yeah, I think it is. Right here. All the way back.
Yeah. So this article, Miss Stone gave us copies of this, and I think he wrote it for his church, but this is what we have. But we would love